What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Make sure you guys, before we get rolling, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the share if you're new to the channel. Definitely, we are having a good time, and I announced it last night. Really excited about this one, man. We are going to get one of the members of the Great Wall in the '90s. Kevin Gogan is going to be coming into the cave. If you guys don't know him, all I'll say is this: he was the only player that I ever know that got thrown out of the Pro Bowl for fighting. So he brings an intensity. He was awarded by the players. They had this SI used to do this annual thing, the dirtiest NFL player. I think he won it 2 years in a row. So he brings a nasty. He also brings some rings, and it's like Kelly and I always said is. We haven't been able to get them Super Bowls with the Cowboys lately. So we're going to bring the champions back in the cave, try and get this mentality, do this little culture change internally. It's got to start at the grassroots level and then get on up, hopefully, to the players. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like and share. Definitely appreciate the support. Wouldn't be able to do this channel without the support of you guys. So continually, thanks, thanks, thanks. And just wanted to talk a few topics. I was on Boys in the Zone last night. We had a great show, great time. If you missed that, go back in. It's on our channel. You can go ahead and watch it. Just covered so much Cowboys. So wanted to just hit a few quick topics in the morning before I get this weekend started. Heading down to the Hard Rock for a little anniversary weekend down in Hollywood, Florida. Hopefully, your boy's gonna win some money. Gonna go see Uncle Cheech and hopefully get this thing rolling. But anyway, Parsons, he tweeted out, about fans waiting for him. There was 8 fans, which that's kind of surprising that you say 8 fans. That's really not a whole lot. That's like 2 minutes of your time. But I get it. I mean, these players, you lose a sense of privacy. You lose a sense of privacy when you become a star, and that's going to fade. I mean, it's going to fade away, and pretty soon no one's going to want your autograph. So I guess you got to kind of figure out you can either embrace it and accept it, or you just kind of, politely say no thanks, no thanks, can't do it, or whatever you want to do. The easy out for most athletes, and I know this, is just say you're under contract. You're under contract with Fanatics. You're under contract with this or that. That's always your easy out. Maybe just take a picture. So I don't know why he tweeted it. It's just not a good look. And I think with the Cowboys right now, they're trying to get credibility back, especially from the fan base, especially from the media, from everything else, just the way the season ended and disappointment. I just don't know. I just wouldn't tweet it. So I don't hate it, but it's just one of those things is why bother? Why bother? Because the thing that it leads to is the players want a culture change. The players want to change the culture. And I've always said it. There is a culture issue with the Cowboys. There is I don't want to call it a elite status being a Dallas Cowboy fan. You get so many opportunities. You become, as one of our guys said, 53 brands. And that's hard. I mean, and the only way that you can combat that is you've got to take it from the ground level and inside out. You're not going to change Jerry Jones. He's a master marketer. He loves Cowboys in the news. He loves all that stuff. I don't believe Mike McCarthy's that way. I think Mike McCarthy wants to focus on football and just wants to focus on winning. But some of the players get caught up in it. And I understand the podcast. And they say, well, Parsons has a podcast. Well, there's a lot of players that do, but the one that everyone talks about the most is Micah Parsons' podcast. So for me, you just got to kind of be careful. There's a fine line. And I know Micah Parsons talked about he wants 22 weeks of guys being all in, focused, no distraction, this and that. Well, that's going to be hard for the Cowboys players to do because you've got all this radio shows, you got all the media. They're on TV every day, good or bad. They're going to talk about the Cowboys because the people watch. I mean, they're the world's team. They're not even America's team. And these networks know the eyeballs are on it. So it's going to be a challenge. So what you got to do is you got to take it amongst your players, but you also got to get the coaches that are right with it. And I think with Mike Zimmer, I think they got it right with hiring him. He is going to bring accountability. He brings an intensity. Michael Irvin talked about it on one of his shows. Darren Woodson has talked about it. We've said there's been former Vikings that have come out and just praised Mike Zimmer. And you got to remember, Mike Zimmer started with the Cowboys in '94, so he was there, for the middle of that Super Bowl run, right? Started in '94, win it in '95, and then a few years later, the wheels fall off and they just haven't been back. But he was a defensive coordinator. I want to say starting in 2000. And he was a coordinator under Bill Parcells. So he's got the versatility that we've talked about to be a 4-3, be a 3-4. And the one thing that he said in his press conference that I liked is he's not making any decisions on how he's using players till he talks to the players. And that's going to be good. The other thing we talked about is, do you want him in the booth or on the field? I don't know Mike Zimmer ever to be in the booth. If there is, I don't remember it. He's always been an on the field kind of coach. And I think you need that. I like that. I don't, especially on defense. Offense, maybe not so much, but defense is built on passion and intensity. And I just think you need to have that. And if he sees anything lacking, he can go in, coach him up, put a foot in the ass, do whatever. He can feel the temperature of the defense right there, not up in the booth hoping that someone tells him what's going on. So I'm really excited for Zim to be back in Dallas. I mean, he had a good run in Dallas. His defenses were, for the most part, always competitive, always physical. And I think it's going to be curious to see what they bring in to complement his defense. And if it were me thinking, all right, they're probably going to be looking at an edge rusher, because you got to think some guys are going to be gone. Some guys are going to be gone. Fowler will probably be gone. He'll probably go with Quinn. You're going to get some guys that'll move over to Quinn. And if they do that, it's business. It's a comfort level for them. And probably those might not be the guys you want back anyway. We need to get some fresh blood in here. We need to get some leaders in here. And what I want to see are the leaders on the defense in the linebacker core. I mean, to me, that's the start of it. And get a strong middle linebacker, vocal middle linebacker, a no-nonsense blue collar. It doesn't have to be, the highest price tag, but they've got to do something there. I like our secondary, maybe a safety. If it comes up, maybe a ball hawking safety. But you have guys that were playing linebacker that are safety. So maybe moving some of them back to safety might fill that void or gap that they may have there. So it's going to be interesting, because I think everything is dictated by the defense. I think we'll get our running game figured out. I think Jerry Jones is going to understand he's going to have to get a running back, whether it be Derrick Henry, whether it be Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. Dak Prescott needs a running game, as most quarterbacks do. I don't know any quarterback that doesn't need a running game. I mean, you could say Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes, there's only one of him. But you saw them really take off and get going more once they got the running game going. But what he had was a strong defense. And if you look at that Super Bowl, their offense wasn't clicking, and the defense kept them in the game. They kept it with a one possession, kept it in one. That way, one play changed the game. And that's what we've got to get out of our defense. We have the talent. There's Cowboys have been on this show, former players, former Super Bowl champions that have been on this show that we've interviewed. And to a man, they have all said this is the most talented Cowboys team in the history. Now, that's big words. I don't know if I buy all that, because I got to see the hardware to support it. But that's a big thing for those players to say, because some of those players, like I said, were on those Super Bowl teams. And if I was on a championship team, I'm like, hell no, man, we were the best team. So it says a lot to what they think about this talent. But it's the intangibles. Talent gets you so far, but it's going to be the intangibles that get them to the next level. So hopefully we'll continue to see this progress. I'm excited for the free agency. I want to see what they do. And Jerry talks us all in. Well, talk is cheap, Let's don't sing it, bring it. There's so many analogies, so many things that we could say about it. But definitely just wanted to drop a quick video, man. I appreciate again all the support. Yeah, I was feeling down. It's getting a little bit better. Off season's now getting started. You're starting to put these pieces, are starting to come together with our defense. I would love to see Wilkes. I'd love to see them to figure out a way to get him on the staff. He was spurned by the 49ers, and revenge is always sweet. So what would be better to come to a rival team that is right at the same, in the same level as the Niners, as far as, both of them. One was a 1 seed, one was a 2 seed, and maybe be the tipping point, maybe the balance of power shift. And then with him, obviously, he's got the experience. He does a great job with defense as well, partnering him with Zimmer. I just think it would be, a great duo, and also getting in some other players, because you got to think maybe some 49er players weren't too happy with that. It seemed like, Shanahan was looking for a scapegoat, and he found it, and then conveniently just waited and waited and waited till a lot of these spots were filled before they decided to make that change. So kind of odd. I don't like it. I just don't like it for the reasons beyond football. It doesn't make sense that he wasn't the reason that the 49ers lost the Super Bowl. Might have been on the offensive side, but we'll see. Might have been on really the coaching side with some decisions that he made, especially in overtime, probably not understanding the rules that they're going to get the ball no matter what, and probably would have deferred to that way. What you got to do. If you need a touchdown, if a field goal will tie. He basically gave that to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs knew exactly what they had to do and got the job done. So we're going to be talking a lot of Cowboys, a lot of sports, a lot of things. We have got our live shows. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Make sure you like, make sure you share, spread the word, and we'll keep dropping this thing. So you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully I win some money this weekend, but if not, I'm going to have a great time. Little anniversary weekend. Can't go wrong there. But it's going to be good. A little money might help, though. Help pay for them dinners that I got to buy. So I'll see you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Take care.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.